We're here with Gretchen Rubin, author of the New York Times bestsellers, The Happiness Project and Better Than Before. And we're also joined by Stephanie and Thalia, who both took the Shift Your Life quiz on Oprah.com to see what areas in their lives they might be able to change to help make them happier, healthier, and more inspired. So Stephanie, I want to start with you.
Yes.
You have a successful career in the concierge industry. You have 3 busy children.
Oh, yes.
And you also have a long-term commitment with your partner. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Oh, boy. They take all my time. I really need to say, okay, Stephanie, this is your time. So when the kids are off to school, I'm doing my sit-ups, you know, I'm reading a book.
Starting to put yourself on top of the list, right?
Absolutely.
A little bit.
Making that plan, thinking about it in advance, it really helps with the follow-through that in the end is going to make the difference in your life.
And it's important too because if you're happy, your family's going to be happy.
Right. Accountability is really helpful for taking time for yourself. So if you want to read a book, maybe you need to join a book group where they're really going to expect you to read the book. Or if you want to work out, maybe you need to work out with a friend who's going to be disappointed or really annoyed if you don't show up. Because for a lot of people, when there's only that commitment to themselves, it's easy to forget about it or push it to the bottom of the list. But when then there's an external accountability, it can help you follow through on the things that you want to do for yourself.
Exactly.
And Thalia, I want to bring you into this too because you also have a very busy life. You are a wife, a mother, and you have a full-time job as an addiction specialist. And I know you want to shift your perspective towards gratitude and happiness. It's interesting that you teach gratitude and you're seeking that.
Yes, exactly. And I know that I'm thinking about it often, but I also recognize that I haven't gotten to that point where my perspective is more, you know, towards the gratitude, the happiness, what's going right. Because I am tired a lot of the time and I'm drained and I don't spend as much time taking care of myself.
In the chaos of everyday life, it's so easy to focus on what's going wrong or your petty grievances or everything you have to do. I remember when my first daughter was a baby, I would catch myself saying like, oh gosh, I got to give her a bath. And then I'm like, I had to give my baby a bath. And it's funny, like even just re-saying it in my mind, it would really change me from realizing this isn't some horrible obligation. It's really a pleasure. You want to find those ways of finding gratitude because it's so easy to forget it and overlook it.
Being in the present and really making sure you enjoy those moments because
that's all there is right now.
Right.
This is it.
You know, we make excuses and that also goes with, it takes time to plan. I'm saving you know, the money to do it. Well, you can in small steps, like you mentioned, and I think that's so important to remember.
If you plan ahead, then you can make sure you save the money. If you plan ahead, then you can buy the groceries that you need to cook. When you do that, then you make the actual behavior so much easier because what's hard is making those decisions and then at the last minute opening up the refrigerator and realizing, oh, I don't have eggs or whatever it is. And by planning ahead, you make everything easier. And so then now I can just do what I want. It's very satisfying.
I love writing a to-do list and checking it off. That brings me such happiness.
Every list should include something that you can check off within the first 5 minutes, right?
Sometimes I put things on my list that I just finished, even though I had a list.
I've done that. I've done that.
And I cross it off.
Just so you know that you did get it done. Pat on your
Gold
back.
star. We all need them. Yeah, absolutely.
Gretchen, what about any parting words of wisdom on change?
For most of us, there is low-hanging fruit. You know, there are things that without a lot of time, energy, or money, we can make differences that really do add up to a happier, more fulfilled, more engaged life.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, ladies, I want to say thank you so much for sharing your stories. Very inspiring.
Absolutely.
And we are definitely looking forward to checking in on your journey towards happiness. And Gretchen, thank you so much for your invaluable insight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for everyone watching at home, be sure to visit Oprah.com/shiftyourlife for even more meaningful ways that you can change your life.